You know, the secret every smart gardener knows is that you can solve garden problems naturally by choosing the right plants. When most gardeners face problems like pest invasions, poor soil, or dying crops, the first instinct is to reach for a chemical fix. But what if the real solution isn't found in a bottle or a bag of fertilizer? What if it's found in the plants themselves? The truth is, nature already designed plants to work together in ways that restore balance, protect each other, and enrich the soil. If you learn how to select the right plants for your garden, you can solve most problems without spending a single coin on chemicals. Welcome to Growth Hub Central Crops, where smart gardening meets natural science. In today's guide, you'll discover how the right plants can fix your toughest garden problems, from pest control to poor soil health, and how to make your garden thrive naturally all year long. Every garden is a living ecosystem. When something goes wrong, yellow leaves, stunted growth, or insect attacks, it's often because the balance of that ecosystem has been disturbed. The wrong combination of plants can create a weak, nutrient-hungry garden that invites pests and diseases. But the right combination creates harmony. Some plants repel insects naturally, others restore lost nutrients to the soil, while others attract pollinators and beneficial predators. You know, this is why selecting the right plants isn't just about beauty. It's about strategy. Each plant you add to your garden either contributes to health or sometimes creates hidden problems you might not notice at first. When chosen wisely, plants can actually become natural problem solvers that save you time, money, and effort in the long run. Poor soil, honestly, is one of the biggest reasons gardens fail. But instead of pouring in synthetic fertilizers, you can use living plants to rebuild soil health from the roots up. Plants like beans, peas, and clovers are natural nitrogen fixers. They take nitrogen from the air and convert it into a form that other plants can use. If you plant them alongside heavy feeders like spinach, corn, or cabbage, you'll notice faster growth and, well, greener leaves within just a few weeks. If your soil is compacted and drains poorly, try adding deep-rooted plants like comfrey alfalfa or radish. Their roots break through hard layers, improve aeration, and pull up minerals from deep underground. And when these plants die or are trimmed and left as mulch, those nutrients return to the topsoil where your vegetables can actually reach them. To restore soil life quickly, you can create a simple living compost tea formula. Just take 1 handful of fresh comfrey leaves and 1 handful of fresh weeds, like nettles, and add them to 10 liters of water. Let this mixture sit for about 7 days, stirring it every now and then. Once it's ready, dilute 1 liter of this mixture in 5 liters of clean water and use it to water your crops every 2 weeks. This plant-based tonic really improves microbial life and keeps your soil alive naturally. If pests are your biggest challenge, well, stop fighting them with chemicals. Fight them with plants instead. Nature has its own pest control system built right into certain species. For example, marigolds release a strong scent that keeps away nematodes, aphids, and whiteflies. When planted around tomatoes, peppers, or beans, marigolds act as a natural shield that helps keep the garden pest-free. Basil is another powerhouse. It repels mosquitoes, flies, and tomato hornworms, while also improving the flavor and growth of tomatoes. Similarly, onions, garlic, and chives drive away insects like carrot flies and aphids, making them perfect companions for carrots, lettuce, and roses. For a pest-repelling garden spray made entirely from plants, try this. Take 5 cloves of garlic, crushed, 1 small onion, chopped, and 2 tablespoons of chili powder or some fresh chili. Add all that to 1 liter of warm water. Mix it up, let it steep for about 24 hours, then strain it. After that, add a few drops of liquid soap to help it stick to the leaves and spray on affected plants in the morning or late evening. This natural solution drives away most common garden pests without harming the soil or pollinators. You know, not all insects are bad. Some are your garden's best defenders. Bees, ladybugs, and hoverflies, for instance, keep pest populations low and help with pollination. To attract them, you should grow plants like lavender, sunflowers, dill, coriander, and fennel. These plants produce nectar and pollen that beneficial insects just love. A garden full of flowers might seem decorative, but it's actually a natural defense system. The more diversity you create, the fewer pest outbreaks you'll have. Think of it as building an army of tiny helpers who work day and night for free. Weeds, they thrive in empty spaces and weak soil. The trick to controlling them is to make your garden so full and strong that weeds have no room to grow. Creeping thyme, sweet potatoes, and nasturtiums form thick ground cover that blocks sunlight from reaching weed seeds. Additionally, cover crops like rye, clover, or buckwheat not only smother weeds, but also improve the soil when cut down and used as mulch. Instead of constantly weeding, let these plants do the hard work for you, naturally and effectively. Extreme sun, wind, and heavy rain can destroy delicate plants, but companion planting can help. Tall plants like corn, sunflowers, or cassava act as natural windbreaks and shade providers. Underneath them, you can grow leafy crops like spinach, lettuce, or kale that enjoy the cooler, protected microclimate. On the other hand, plants like mulberry and pigeon pea can be pruned regularly to provide mulch, protecting the soil from heat and erosion. This living protection keeps your garden productive even under harsh conditions. Plant relationships matter more than most gardeners realize. Some plants support each other's growth, while others compete for nutrients. A smart combination can mean the difference between a healthy garden and one that constantly struggles. For instance, tomatoes grow better with basil, carrots, and marigolds, but poorly with cabbage or corn. Cabbages love dill and celery, which keep away cabbage worms, but dislike strawberries and tomatoes. The key is to mix plants that help each other and avoid combinations that compete or attract similar pests. Here's a simple example of a balanced vegetable bed layout. Center row, tomatoes and basil. Side rows, marigolds and onions. Front border, lettuce or spinach. This setup gives you pest control, pollinator attraction, and soil enrichment, all in one natural system. A truly healthy garden doesn't depend on fertilizers or sprays. It depends on living systems that feed each other. Plants like moringa, comfrey, lemongrass, and aloe vera act as long-term garden healers. They can be used for liquid fertilizer, pest repellent, mulch, or even medicine for your plants. Try this all-purpose plant fertilizer formula. 1 handful of comfrey leaves, 1 handful of moringa leaves, and 1 liter of clean water. Blend them and strain the mixture. Dilute 1 cup of the juice in 2 liters of water. Then water your plants once every 2 weeks. It boosts growth, strengthens immunity, and adds essential nutrients back into the soil naturally. The beauty of natural gardening is that you're not fighting against nature. You're working with it. Every plant has a hidden role to play in your garden's ecosystem. When you choose the right ones, they fix your soil, fight pests, invite pollinators, and create the balance your garden needs to thrive. So before you reach for the pesticide or chemical fertilizer, take a moment to look at your garden differently. Ask yourself, what plant can solve this problem naturally? Because chances are, nature already gave you the answer, right there in the garden itself. If you found this guide helpful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and share it with other gardeners who want to grow naturally and smarter. Together, let's make every garden a thriving, living ecosystem, the Growth Hub Central Crops Way.